Fedora 44 and Linux Mint 22.3 are two of the most popular and loved distros on the planet, and at the same time, they could not be more different. On one side, Fedora 44 dazzles with the brand new GNOME 50, DNF5, Btrfs and the absolute cutting edge of Linux. On the other, Linux Mint 22.3 wins you over with that calm, comfortable cinnamon desktop that just works. Fedora moves Linux forward, Mint makes Linux comfortable. Two completely different philosophies at work here. I have daily tuned both of these systems and this turned out to be a much closer fight than I expected. In this video, we are going head to head on the user interface, performance, software availability, gaming, stability and the daily driver question. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Alright, let's kick things off with the desktop and the workflow section because this is where Fedora and Linux Mint go their completely separate ways. On one side, you have Fedora 44 shipping the brand new GNOME 50. On the other hand, Linux Mint 22.3 gives you Cinnamon 6.6. Same Linux engine underneath, but the experience you get from these two worlds apart. Let's start with Mint. The moment Cinnamon loads up, you just get it. There's a panel at the bottom, an app menu sitting in the corner, a system tray, icons right there. Already know how to drive this thing. No learning curve, no manual. You click the menu, you launch your apps and you get to work. And Cinnamon 6.6 polishes this even further with a cleaner menu and those handy little applets slapped right onto the panel. It's familiar, it's comfortable, and man, there is real beauty in something that just works the way you expect it to. Fedora's GNOME 50 plays a completely different game. There's no dock on the screen, no desktop icons, nothing. It's a super button workflow. You press that Windows key for pretty much everything. Press it to launch apps, press it to switch windows, press it to fly across workspaces. And yeah, it feels a little alien at first, I won't lie to you. But give it a few days and it turns into this fast keyboard-driven flow that's honestly kind of addictive, especially on a laptop. Yeah, you can use this with a 3-finger gesture on laptops, and once you get the hang of that, this thing becomes a productivity monster. Now, here's the thing. Many people get deterred by GNOME initially. I had been too. But you have to put in the time to learn driving this, maybe a week, and once you do that, this thing becomes a genuine pleasure to use. And just look how clean and polished it looks. Now, real quick, Fedora has a cinnamon spin. You can get Fedora in many other desktop options, so keep that in mind. You get KD Plasma, Budgie. I think we also get Cosmic now, but I'm comparing the defaults here, GNOME versus Cinnamon. Also worth noting, GNOME 50 is Wayland only now with proper VRR and fraction scaling, while Cinnamon is still laying on the good old X11. So who wins here? Honestly, it's highly subjective and it comes down to you. Want modern and minimal? Go Fedora. Want something familiar and ready to roll? Go with Mint. I'm gonna give both a point each and we move on. Quick one before we continue. I offer a personal one-on-one ChatGPT coaching program where in just 3 hours, I help you go from a complete beginner to using AI like a pro. You will be learning the AI fundamentals, prompt engineering and advanced techniques like meta prompting that most people never learn. So yeah, if you want to work with me, check out the link in the description below. Alright, now let's pop the hood because this right here is where these two distros get really interesting. Most comparison videos skip this part, but we are not going to because this is exactly where the whole Fedora moves Linux forward, Mint keeps Linux comfortable idea actually comes from. Same kernel, same Linux, but two completely different engineering attitudes. Let's start with freshness. Fedora is the latest and greatest kernel and pushes new tech out the door early. So if you got a brand new laptop, a fresh Wi-Fi chip, a new GPU, the newest hardware, Fedora is going to just work right off the box. Mint on the other hand sits on the Ubuntu LTS base with kernel 6.17 at the moment. Slightly older but very well tested and stable. And yeah, you can grab the newer HWE ISO file if you're on newer hardware. You get that option. Overall, it's rock solid, but it's a step or two behind the bleeding edge hardware support. Then there's the file system. Fedora defaults to Btrfs, which brings cool things like snapshots and compression. You can literally roll your system back if an update breaks things. Mint sticks with the good old ext4. Tried, tested, dead simple. No fancy tricks, it just works. But you get time shift rollback option there as well. Same story with the package managers. Fedora's got the rewritten DNF5. And it's actually fast now, finally. Mint runs apt, which is probably the most battle-tested, tutorial-friendly package system on the planet. And on security, Fedora ships SE Linux locked and loaded, enterprise grade, strict. Mint runs the lighter apt armor. So under the hood, Fedora is the engineer's distro, modern, aggressive, forward-looking. Mint is the daily driver, safe, stable, predictable. Both have their places and both have their value. You just need to pick the one that suits your life and work. So I'm going to give both of these a point each in this department. Okay, let's talk software availability, and this is a big one, and it's probably the most important factor for a lot of you. Now both Fedora and Mint give you access to a massive library of software, but they take two very different roads to get there. Let's start with Fedora. Fedora uses RPM packages with the rewritten DNFi, and it supplements that with Flatpak from Flatpak. So yeah, you get fresh, clean, up-to-date software. But here's the honest catch. Fedora is strictly open source out of the box. So things like media codecs, Nvidia drivers, Steam, a lot of that isn't there on day one. You need to enable a repository called RPM Fusion first. It's literally a couple of commands, and once you do it, the floodgates open. But there's one extra step you have to know about. Actually, now you get the option to turn the mode on your first boot itself. You get that option. You just click enable. Mint, on the other hand, runs on apt and .deb packages, sitting on the entire Ubuntu universe. And this is Mint's superpower. Anything written for Ubuntu just works on Mint. Every tutorial you find online, every download for Linux button on a website, every random .deb file, it all just works. For a beginner, that is absolutely a massive deal. And even while based on Ubuntu, Mint rejects snaps. Mint actually blocks it out of the box and leans entirely on Flatpak instead, on both distros. These two play the universal package game the same clean way, through Flatpak. Both give you very clean and simple software managers that let you search and install absolutely anything you want easily here. The Flatpak experience is absolutely similar, but when you want to install full native packages, development tools, libraries, Linux Mint, because of its Ubuntu lineage, starts taking a step ahead, in terms of convenience and just that wider software availability. So Mint scores the software availability point. Now on to the big section. Let's talk performance. And to be honest, if you put both of these on the same modern machine and run benchmarks, the numbers are basically a tie. But there is a big difference in the performance profiles of Linux Mint 22.3 and Fedora 44. The real story here isn't about benchmarks, it's about which hardware you're running. Let's start with the obvious, idle resource usage. Mint Cinnamon is lean and light, sipping RAM and staying out of the way. Fedora's GNOME 50 is slightly heavier, it asks for more RAM, but on a capable machine, it stays buttery smooth. And Fedora's ZRAM does clever stuff in the background to make the most of the RAM you got. Now, here's what actually gets interesting. On brand new hardware, Fedora pulls ahead. That newer kernel, the modern stack means the latest CPUs, the newest GPUs, all the fresh power management and scheduler improvements. Fedora gets them first. So on a shiny new laptop, Fedora just feels current. But flip it around, put these on an older, low-spec machine and Mint is the one that flies. Cinnamon, the light of the two desktops here, will run smooth and snappy on hardware where heavy GNOME starts to sweat. I really like Linux Mint's performance profile. It performs buttery smooth even on slightly older, low-power devices. And since not everybody has the newest, latest, greatest hardware, it can be said that Linux Mint just performs better in the real world out there. Now, I want to be fair here. A lot of this is really Cinnamon versus GNOME, not Fedora versus Mint at their core. You can run lighter spins on either side, so it comes back to the defaults again. So where does this land? New hardware, Fedora. Old hardware, go with Mint. Honestly, they each win on their own turf. I'm calling this one a tie, a point each. Alright, let's talk gaming, and honestly, this is the best time ever to be a gamer on Linux. And the good news is, the setup is the same on both these distros. Steam plus Proton. It all works on Fedora and Mint. So the question isn't whether you can game, it's how much fuzz it takes to actually get going. And this is where Linux Mint really shines, because of that Ubuntu lineage. Getting started with gaming on Mint is genuinely ridiculously easy. Your drivers are auto-installed in most cases, and if for some reason they're not, Mint gives you the driver manager. A dead simple little tool that makes sure your Nvidia drivers are right there, ready to install with a single click. Now if you're on AMD or Intel graphics, you don't even have to think about any of this. It all just works out of the box. But if you got an Nvidia card, installing those proprietary drivers is absolutely essential. There's a huge performance gap between the open source no drivers and Nvidia's proprietary ones. We are talking night and day. And Mint makes closing that gap very easy. Open the driver manager, click, done. Then you just grab Steam straight from the software store, log in, and you're gaming. That's it. Now Fedora on the other hand, installing Nvidia proprietary drivers it's a process. AMD and Intel integrated drivers are pre-installed though. Fedora brings some serious firepower to the table. It ships advanced tech like anti-sync and a newer kernel, which can give you real performance boosts in a whole lot of games. So on the cutting edge, Fedora has the technical advantage. But quick reality check for both. Kernel level anti-cheat games are still a headache on Linux. Period. Valorant, Fortnite and stuff. That's not a Fedora or Mint thing, that's just where we are. So where does this land? Fedora has the raw tech, but Mint makes getting into gaming so effortless. Drivers, Steam, done in minutes. And for most people, it's the better gaming experience. So the gaming point goes to Linux Mint. Okay, now let's talk stability. And to really understand stability, you got to understand how these two distros ship their updates, because how stable a system feels comes straight from its release model. And here, Fedora and Mint could not be more different. Fedora moves fast. You get a brand new version roughly every 6 months, and each release support for only about 13 months. So you're always riding close to the cutting edge. Newest kernel, newest GNOME, newest everything. But that comes with a cost. You're upgrading often, and every now and then riding that wave means hitting the occasional rough edge. Fedora is stable enough to trust, but it does not ask you to keep moving. Now I personally feel upgrading every year or even 6 months is fine for most people. Mint plays the complete opposite game. It's built on the Ubuntu LTS base, and this version is supported all the way to 2029. Let that sink in. You can install Mint today and just forget about it. For years, no forced upgrades, no version chasing, no surprises. It just sits there and works. Mint is stable enough to forget. Once I'm in deep work phases, I love this. This is exactly why Linux Mint is my main operating system. Now I want to be fair. This isn't about one distro crashing and the other not. Day to day, both are rock solid. It's really about how often you have to think about your operating system. Fedora's freshness has a maintenance cost. Mint's stability has a freshness cost. Wow, I could be a poet. But for most people, for work machines, for set it and forget it users, and anyone who just hates maintenance, that long runway of 2029 is exactly what stability means. So this point goes to Mint. Installing and getting started with both Linux Mint and Fedora is a quick and simple affair today. Mint's installer is dead simple. It always has been. A few clicks, language, partitioning, and you're done. But the real magic happens after the install. You boot up and your codecs, your drivers, your media, it all just works. There's almost nothing left to do. It also has a very good post-installation setup app. Fedora's got a brand new Anaconda web UI, and I'll give it to them. It's modern, it's slick, and probably the better looking installer of the two. Actually, they've done a really good job on this installer. The old installer was very comprehensive and confusing. The new installer installs Fedora in like 4 steps. This is easily the quickest Linux installers out there. But once you're done installing, you still got that day one homework. RPM Fusion, codecs, all that, before it's truly ready to roll. So both are great, but Mints get to a complete ready-to-use system faster with zero fuzz afterward. Slight edge here goes to Linux Mint. Personally, and let me say this upfront, this was a genuinely close, high-quality fight. These are two excellent distros, and a lot of what separates them isn't one being better than the other, it's just two very different philosophies. So let me be completely fair to Fedora first, because it earns it. Fedora is a phenomenal distro for the tech-savvy crowd. The people who want the newest of everything, people who are happy living on the leading edge. But here's the genius of it. It's not bleeding edge and unreliable like Arch Linux. It's not stagnant and boring like a 5-year-old Debian or Ubuntu LTS either. It sits right in the sweet spot. Every 6 months, Fedora takes the newest tech, runs it through a strict, robust testing process, and hands it to you in a form you can actually depend on. They don't compromise on stability. So if you want cutting edge that you can still trust, Fedora does it better than just about anyone. But when it comes to my pick, it's Linux Mint. And honestly for me, it comes down to how a distro makes you feel. And that cinnamon desktop is a huge part of it. Mint is calm, it's controlled, it just stays out of your way. You install it and then you pretty much forget it even exists. It just lets you get on with your work. And here's the real reason. Over the years, I've had things break on me. Systems give me grief. But on Linux Mint, never. Not once. I know from personal experience that Mint is dependable. That's exactly why it's my main operating system to this day. So my personal point today and this whole battle goes to Linux Mint. But hey, if you're running new hardware and you love staying current, do not sleep on Fedora. Honestly, you can't go wrong with either one of them. The download links for both of them are given in the description below. And if you're serious about mastering ChatGPT, check out my one-on-one ChatGPT mastery program. In just 3 hours, I'll personally take you from a total beginner to a pro. Link in the description. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful, definitely consider subscribing to the channel and also leave me a big thumbs up. Next up, check out my video of the top 10 Linux apps you should be using in 2026. It's got some really cool apps, so definitely don't miss that. Alright, this is Linux Techs signing out.